Coast.
After President Kennedy was killed, CIA Chief Richard Helms put John Moss Whitten in charge of the CIA's internal investigation of the assassination, which probably goes to show how little knowledge had seeped into the agency outside Miami. Like most in the CIA, Whitten had no idea that people at JM Wave had secretly been working with members of the Sicilian Men of Honor Society on assassinating Fidel Castro. Whitten was doing a good job, despite being initially swamped by a blizzard of crackpot material provided by the FBI. If you want to understand why so much crazy material appears immediately after an event like JFK's assassination or 9/11, just realize its manufacturer's chaff to be tossed out of a jet shaking off a heat-seeking missile. But once Whitten spoke to Win Scott, CIA chief in Mexico, who had been conducting his own secret investigation, he realized CIA files on Oswald were being withheld by Helms and Angleton. Whitten's investigation was narrowing down to the CIA's largest station outside Langley, known as JM Wave. The key figures posted there were Ted Shackley, David Morales, George Ioannidis, Grip Robertson, Thomas Clines, and formerly William K. Harvey. In fact, Harvey had been in charge of an executive action program for removing heads of state. But JFK wanted that program halted and was furious when Harvey kept moving forward with operations against Cuba. So he ordered Harvey sacked. Instead, Angleton quietly moved Harvey to Italy while the executive action program reassembled for a new target, JFK. Funny how just when Whitten began poking around JM Wave, Helms took him off the investigation and armchaired him out of the picture. And guess who replaced Whitten? Why, James Angleton, of course. Now watch the dead bodies pile up around Angleton, starting with Win Scott. Funny how George Ioannidis was brought out of retirement to act as the CIA's liaison with the congressional investigation. But you can probably understand why they keep putting the fox in charge of the henhouse when it comes to this story. Ioannidis was in charge of the anti-Castro Cuban group Oswald had some staged encounters with in New Orleans, a group that seems to have participated in the cover-up. Sam Giancana got whacked while alone with someone he trusted making breakfast while he got an unexpected bullet in the back of his skull. According to some highly placed CIA officials, the shooter was William K. Harvey, who would have been covering his tracks on the Kennedy killing. They lived fairly nearby, Giancana in Chicago and Harvey in northern Indiana. After Giancana was gone in the summer of 1975, Roselli lost his power base and fled to Florida, seeking refuge with the Trafficante organization. Within a year, Harvey was dead, and 2 months later, Roselli wound up diced up in little pieces in a barrel in Biscayne Bay. Much later, Whitten was asked during the congressional investigation why Harvey's wife burned his papers after his death, implying there might have been a smoking gun. He was too young to have assassinated McKinley and Lincoln, replied Whitten. It could have been anything.